Good morning, everyone. My name is Ned Finn, and here's an idea. Let's beat Ori and the Blind Forest. This is the first episode, or the first series within the larger Let's Beat series. I'm doing it, one, because it's a really good game, and two, because it should hopefully be short. Now, I've gotten quite close to the end in this game before. That's another thing. Hopefully, since I've done 94% of the game thus far, but I haven't beat it. Have not beat it. I'll be able to also get through the game fairly quickly. So without further ado, let's get started on this. It's a very pretty looking game as well. The animation is really impressive. Sorry, I'm not saying much. The game presents itself really, really well, I have to say. Yeah, no, I have very little to say about this. This is just it's really good in terms of the presentation. And the animation is so very smooth. It reminds me a lot of Dust and Elysian Tale, with just that style of very, very fluid. It almost doesn't look like a game, more like an animated cartoon, rather than game graphics. It's just very nice. This is the little intro-y bit that got all of the feels. No. Tragedy will happen soon. And there's Ori. Here's our little character. Jumps very nicely. Again, the animation is super smooth, but it's also, like, it looks floaty, but it feels very responsive. It's quite nice. Resplendent happiness! I'm sure this will just last forever. Just the whole game will be just happiness and loveliness and and preserving nature. Yeah! Like Proteus! I have already failed at the first hurdle here. There we go. I was really afraid I wasn't going to make that second jump. So Ori and her adoptive mother show off the sort of terrifying engineering capabilities that would make Rome proud. It's a very pretty game, this. There's just not much else to be said, just other than just kind of just gaping at its beauty. On that fateful night. And the music, it's just... And who are you exactly, so that I might know who to blame? Damn it, Hope. She never shows up when you need her to. So if I'm being entirely honest, I don't quite know what all the story is about. Nor indeed do I necessarily care that much, unfortunately. Like, I get the broad strokes of it, but the finer points of the sort of weird mythology stuff, I don't quite follow, and I don't feel that I particularly need to. This little bit here is quite well done. Again, I can't speak highly enough of this game's presentation. It does a really, really good job of showing itself. I'd like, just look at that! It's all very impressive. And then the feels. All of the feels. No. Although, if I'm being honest, the first time I saw that, I didn't have all of the feels I was warned I would. I think it's because I kind of saw it coming, because it was very well telegraphed. But still, I mean, you know, he's sad. We're going back through it again. This intro does go on a teensy bit long, I'd say, but it also gives the game also gives you the option to skip past the prologue if you so choose. So that's the thing. It's all about setting a tone, this intro, while still keeping the player at least a little bit involved. Because it would be very possible to do all of this just sort of in a non-interactive fashion. It wouldn't change anything, but the fact that they do give the player the agency to go through it, you know, it's something. I suppose there's an argument to be made as to whether or not sort of a false sense of interactivity is any better than no interactivity, but you know. That's neither here nor there, particularly because this intro is about to be wrapped up soon, I think. I hope. I pray. Come on, guys, pedal to the metal. Get it? Because petals, like flower petals. Jokes. Can I has game now? Can I has main gameplay, please? Yay! Game saved. I'll talk about the game saving mechanic a little bit from now. It's so low. Ooh, spikies. Look at that! It feels really nice, this platforming. And again, it's very responsive. Oops. It's very responsive, but without looking too like abrupt in the presentation, and that didn't make much sense. So I'll try to explain what I meant. So with platforming that looks this nice and flowy, it would be very easy to have the controls feel kind of floaty as well, but they don't. There's a really good balance between the animation having a nice flow to it, but the controls feeling very nice and responsive. And I quite like a lot of the level design of this game. Like as you're approaching a power-up, the game very much funnels you towards where you need to be and kind of prevents you from wandering away without getting to where it wants you to be going. A life shard. Hurrah. So, this game allows you to create your own save points, like so. And I quite like that, and it also becomes quite necessary for some parts of the game, as we will see later. I thought I could jump on that shroom. Shit, I think that's an alien from War of the Worlds. Ooh. Oh, I'm so sorry. See, that's the real opening tragedy right there. It's not the Mrs. Pandaria lady back there. I don't know why I said that. What was I thinking? It's actually more Hayao Miyazaki-esque. Press X to pick up the tiny light. But yeah, no, the real tragedy is that poor little rhino thing. It didn't do anything. I was a trespasser in its home. Oh well, yeah. I'm alive and it's not, so, you know, net positive for me at least. I was lost in this glen when she loosened her grip. I can guide you on your journey if you allow me to come. Just followed you here. Oh no! Monsters. So I'll talk about the combat now, because I quite like what the game does with its combat. Rather than having you, like... Because this is a very Metroidvania-esque game, but rather than actually having you aim your attacks, it's very much based on... Like, actually hitting your opponents is very much based on proximity, rather than than your own aim, and that allows you to sort of... that gives you the freedom to focus on avoiding being hit, rather than having to worry about avoiding being hit while also worrying about aiming your own projectile attacks or whatever. And I do apologize, I will be skipping past a lot of the text, because again, I don't really care that much. Like, I like the cutscenes, but the non-cutscene story bits just don't really do it for me, so I apologize, but that's life. So, you have an upgrade tree as well. None of these are actually necessary to complete the game. The game can be completed without upgrading any of these. All you need are the sort of the core power-ups that you get access to. That being said, they do help. So I'm gonna go with Spirit Magnet because convenience, really. Yeah, all you really need to do for dealing damage is just be close to the thing you want to hit. Okay. Ooh. And if you're smart, you'll use that to your advantage and, you know, focus on avoiding damage. Unless you're me and you just play like a moron. No fall damage in this game, which is quite nice. Gained an ability point. Hurrah! And a thing. Yes. At some point, I will probably forget a certain mechanic, and we'll have skipped past how to how it's used. Because I'm skipping through text, and I apologize for that. Okay, yeah, sorry, I already did that. Alrighty then. Now I can get up here. Hooray. Oh. I was not expecting that. I thought it would arc a little bit more. Or well. A keystone. Those are used to open doors, as most keys are. That door, in particular. Although technically, I mean, keystones aren't actually, like, tied to any particular doors, but they kind of are, because the areas that they're found in, and like the area that you're restricted to by these doors not being open, pretty much always have. Ooh, I don't know. Pretty much just only have the keys, just the exact number of keys that you need to get through. But that's a bad thing. Let's see here. Ooh. Pop a save. Life. Alright, so, we got a door, which means we're in search of keys. Also, just to brag on this game a little bit more, I really like the sound design. The sound design is really impressive. Just, like, listen to the sound of me going across this log here. Or indeed just the sound of Ori's footsteps in general. It's very much tied to whatever surface you're on, which is, again, it's a lot of little attention to details that is, it does this game well. Says it does. I like it. I like it a lot. Also, just for the sake of mentioning it, I am playing this on a Steam controller, which I will do a video about if I have not already done and posted this video by the time that this video goes up. Discontinuity. Because I am just paying no attention. Okay, never mind. I was just like, I don't know if I have a key fragmenter or a map fragmenter. No, I don't. So we're off in search of that then. Aha! Now you see, now we're about to get the wall run, and I couldn't quite make the jump from that ledge over there to this little mushroom thingy here, and I now can't get back up there even to try, which means that the game is very efficiently funneling me down towards the bottom of this little area here, which is where the wall jump is. Which, again, that's that sort of design I was talking about. It's very clever. Europe. She ravaged and killed. The she they're referring to is a giant bird that has perfectly understandable grievances. But we'll get to that later. Oh. It's like, wall jump! Hooray! The game gives you an opportunity to try out this new ability and rewards you for it. It's nice. The distribution and acquisition and introduction of blah and the distribution, introduction, and acquisition of abilities is very nicely spread out in this game, especially when you don't play it like a moron. But that is my cross to bear, my inability to play Ori and the Blind Forest like any kind of competent human being. Moving on. What the hell did I get hit by? I don't know. Now, I don't know. Maybe you can make that. Okay. So maybe you can't... Well, it looks like you can make that jump. Okay. So, with that in mind, how does the game prevent further progress from here? Unless my jump has been enhanced by the wall jump, which I don't think it has. I can't imagine that it was. What's the game to do to make you go back down there? Let's... Oh, I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? Okay. So you can't quite... Unless I'm very much mistaken, you can't get up here, without the wall jump. Okay. Or maybe you can. Well, in any event, even if you can get up to here, you're certainly not getting up here. So that's the stop. That is the halt that the game uses. Okay. Nifty. Red light, green light. Alright, so that's the second key for that door. Oh! Oh, you've gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh. Oh, I'm so bad. Oh, that's a right proper embarrassment. Oh. Hey, remember that time that I was totally talking about how I'm incompetent at this game? I'm reminded of that moment right now. Oh, well. And it's moments like that that make you think, oh yeah! This game has a manual save feature of sorts. A manual save feature that the game has to handle very carefully, as it just did, actually. Because otherwise it would be entirely possible to put soul links like right in front of an enemy when you're at low health. And then you would just be put into a perpetual cycle of death. That wouldn't be fun for anyone. Or least of all, I would imagine. And the game gives you another Soul Link crystal thing as a way of encouraging you to make sure to save right there or nearby, which I did this time. Because something like that might happen, and then I would feel really bad. So this time, yeah, we're gonna take out all of the things. Oof, I'm really afraid of landing on the spikes there, although I do have the health to deal with that as of right now. Aha! A map fragment. I think with the hello. Goodbye. I think with the restoration of the map fragment, I think I'm gonna call it quits for the time being. Alright, so that is the rest of the area, and that right there is where we need to go. And it is where we will go. But not now. That is where we will be going next time as we continue to beat Ori and the Blind Forest. See y'all later.